You are locked into Afrobeat Live.
Motherland and beyond. Don't touch the dial.
And welcome to Afrobeat Live FanZone show, the second in our series for the new season. Welcome everyone. Welcome. It's glad to have you on board for a quick 30-minute show with my very good friends. With me here, we have Paje. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you. Olayinka David.
Hey, what's going on, people?
Man United.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Welcome. We also have another Chelsea fan, my good friend and co-partner, Tai Akimboni. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you again.
And ladies and gentlemen, please share as we get ready to start the session. There's a video we're going to show right now. It's election season. It's one of our friends, Paje, who is an artist as well. We're going to share his video. And please share while the video is running, and then we'll be back in a few seconds. Enjoy.
I can't breathe. Somebody please call my mom.
Get that son of a off the field right now. Out. He's fired. He's fired.
Lord of mercy. It's by J now. Yeah.
This is a public service announcement.
My brother, rise up, register, and make sure say you vote. This year is not politics as usual. This time no be joke. My sister, rise up, register. So make we hear your voice. Cause if you don't, somebody else them have to step in to make a choice for you. Day of election, we can't afford to take democracy for granted. If you dey chill and you don't get out, then I say you taking freedom for granted. You staying indoors, why you sleep? Can't see your home is haunted. Better be woke and study yourself, find out what the policies are planted. Everybody talking about racial equality, too much rampant police brutality. Enough leaders suffer from mental abnormality. Suppress the votes now, that's them policy. 2020 we're talking about Black Lives Matter. Murder George Floyd and everything scatter. Cause you try to eat them one kick away your platter. Like Black Lives make your vote matter. My brother, rise up, register, and make sure say you vote. This year is not politics as usual. This time no be joke. My sister, rise up, register. So make we hear your voice. Cause if you don't, somebody else them have to step in to make a choice for you. Don't forget you got the right since 1964. So many people fought to get the rights a long time before that. Utilize it, cause we just can't sit back anymore. Those who get up and come out to vote, now them control the law. Mr. President in a massive corruption. All he does is lie, gaslight and deflection. Strangling the law, poisoning the constitution. Them no give a damn about the future generation. Can't believe in America, them rigging an election. Waiting with the witness at the raping of a nation. We all have to take up some action, cause democracy is facing extinction. My brother, rise up, register, and make sure say you vote. This year is not politics as usual. This time no be joke. My sister, rise up, register. So make we hear your voice. Cause if you don't, somebody else them have to step in to make a choice for you.
But even as we sit here, there are those in power who are doing their darndest to discourage people from voting by closing polling locations and targeting minorities and students with restrictive ID laws and attacking our voting rights with surgical precision, even undermining the Postal Service in the run-up to an election that's going to be dependent on mail-in ballots so people don't get sick.
Yes. Welcome everyone to Live FanZone. Everyone, it's election season. Let's hear from the man himself about how important it is for us to get out and vote. RJ, you want to give a few words about that?
Yes. I mean, this is an election that is going to make a lot of difference from where we go as a country, or what's going to happen to it's an extremely impactful election. It's not politics as usual, like I said in the song. It's not about you being Democratic or GOP. It's about making sure that we stop having a madman at the wheel, so it doesn't drive us all over a cliff. Yeah. Basically.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that production. And Taya Kimboni, you want to talk about what's going on in Nigeria with SARS? We can't ignore what's going on with our brothers and sisters back home, man.
It's tough. I mean, we had a whole hour plus show on it yesterday on ABL Comedy Hour. It's sad, it's getting out of hand, but I'm still for the youth. In so many ways, they're coming out, and the situation is very, very fluid. We can talk about it again today for another hour. We're gonna try to take a break from all these things and talk about something else, to move on.
Yeah, I just wanted to do a sound check. Is my sound okay now, Ty?
Much better. It's good.
I think your sound is. Do you have headphones you can put on real quick?
Can you hear me though?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh yeah, it just keep muting itself.
Yeah, I muted you because I think you're getting some interference, but we're good. I think we're good to go.
Yeah, there's nothing around me, so it's
okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Afrobeat Live FanZone show. We have 25 minutes to run through the show. We have so much to cover in this show, so much more to talk about what's going on. We'll start off. Everyone, welcome to the show. Please comment again. We have this new platform we're trying out. As you comment on Facebook, as you comment on YouTube, you can see your comments. We'll run the comments by and we'll talk about them. We have 3 topics to talk about today. Premier League Match Day 5 review last weekend. We'll talk about the Champions League Match Day 1. And then we'll look forward to this weekend's games in the Premier League and next week's Champions League game. That's kind of what we want to cover today. So let's start off with Match Day 5 review, guys. Let's talk about the big game that we saw, Everton versus Liverpool. I mean, there's so much controversy around Van Dijk and Jordan Pickford. What was your perspective on that game in terms of the red card and the tackle and the game itself, like David?
Yeah, overall, I think the game was fair, except for the unfortunate injury to Van Dijk. And I'm 50-50 on the performance of Pickford. I mean, his action in trying to defend the Van Dijk gets into the ball. I mean, that's what a keeper should do. So a part of me want to hold him accountable. A part of me feel like that's his responsibility. But at the end of the day, I think overall it's just an unfortunate incident for Liverpool. It's going to really impact them. And I'm not sure if the FA is going to allow them to sign an alternate defender for the next few games for them. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I looked at it and I thought to myself that, wow, this should be a red card. But again, VAR and the referees missed it, right, Pajay?
Yeah. I mean, I just think that it's being a derby. It's like being it should have seemed harsh because the keeper was not intentional in trying to hurt anybody. I wasn't really sure it was that bad until he got off and never came back.
Yeah.
And I think to a degree that kind of evened out the game because the 2 goals that Everton scored were goals that they would never have scored if Van Dijk were there.
Yeah.
You know, so there was a direct effect of him going up. There are some players that you cannot replace immediately. You know, but as far as them being able to sign an emergency, they're gonna have to wait on the market like everybody else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, if you can't just like make those kind of arrangements. No. That's why you have a squad of 25, 26.
Absolutely. We have a few comments here. It says, Segun Owolabi says, I'm a goalie by trade, and you don't go with a serious kick as such. Ika George said, bad tackle. Should have been off, but good game though. Good derby. So, Segun, good game altogether. VAR most definitely needs some restructuring. We've been saying that for 2 years. But but it was a bad tackle. I mean, the guy.
Here's why I kind of differ from everybody, right? Was it a bad tackle? Yes. Was it a clean tackle? I mean, was it an illegal tackle that most goalkeepers make all the time? Absolutely, right? As a goalkeeper, when you're coming out, they tell you to protect yourself. If protecting yourself is meaning wiping out your own teammates sometimes, which happens, it's part of the game, wiping out your opponent. Unfortunately, this time around, it wiped out the opponent. And I've seen some things on social media like, even my son, Matai and I were talking about it, that some people were saying Van Dijk should be suspended for as long as Van Dijk is out. I'm like, that's total BS. Yeah. Right? Again, goalkeepers should come out and protect themselves. It happened. The law of the book says whatever happened after offside doesn't necessarily count unless it's intentional malicious. This one was a bad tackle, but it was not intentional malicious, right? So, according to the book, it wasn't a red card by the law. The outcome was very, very unfortunate. I personally, I think in our FanZone group, I personally didn't think it was that bad because I made a comment in our group chat during the game. I said, "Oh, it looked bad. I hope it wasn't bad because Van Dijk actually walked off the field."
Yeah.
It turned out to be bad. You know?
Yeah. I thought it was a good. I'm not looking for a plan, but that for me was a clear error because when you go like that, you have to get the ball. He didn't get the ball. He clattered the guy and injured his knee. You can't just say he missed the ball. It's a red, full stop. It's all about opinion.
You're missing what I is saying though. An offside was called, right? Anything that happens after a foul is called does not necessarily count. So I guess that's why they did not. I guess that's why they did not punish Pickford retroactively, right?
So, what I was saying is, if it wasn't offside, was it a PK? Absolutely, because he missed the ball and he got the man. But was it malicious? Was it intentional? No. If there was no offside there, it's automatic a PK. Period.
The issue that they brought up, and I've been following, is the fact that two things. One, he's endangering the safety of the opponents. And when you do that, that's a red card.
Was it intentional, the endangering of the safety? What a goalkeeper is supposed to do.
It doesn't have to be intentional. Endangering the safety of the opponent doesn't have to be intentional. Intent is not part of it. That's. And then secondly, with the VAR, was supposed to check for the red card, even though it was offside and he didn't check it. And that's why his guys getting heat now, because now he's been taken off the game on Saturday. He's not a fourth line official. So it's a good debate. I mean, it's a good debate either way you see it. But Pickford is rash. The guy does this all the time. That's what that's not what happened. They didn't review it because it was an oversight. They forgot to look because they only offside. Segun says, red give red card after the game is done. Why can't he get a red card for endangering the opponent? Because he got a yellow card, so they can't go back and review it. That's why he got a yellow card. That's why they can't go back and review it. But let's go to another game. Let's talk about the Tottenham game. You guys watched that game?
Yeah, man. That was the highlight of my weekend. I'm so happy. In fact, I had a blast. I mean, that I've never, in over a season, I've never had a weekend as good as this past weekend. Forget that Manchester won their game. That was not even a big. The fact that Jose lost a solid 3-goal lead and drew again. Oh my God! Praise the Lord.
I think that the EPA in this country, they are slacking. because they should come up with a cure for this level of bad bellitis. I mean, the man was still. These two men on the right here wearing white, they were still suffering from that. I think it was 6 minutes to 1 Sundays ago. Carl, you know what I mean by 6 minutes to 1?
What are you talking about? It doesn't matter.
So he was looking for a cure. You know, the Agbo to cure it, and he found it in that game that Spurs lost 3. But that's football.
All right, stay on course. Okay,
I personally, I'm dancing because I didn't get to watch it live. I was even there with my son's game, and after the game, I think it was 68th minute. I checked the score; it was 3-0. I'm like, come on, let's go home. And all of a sudden, like 30 minutes later, my son said, "Dad, have you seen the score of the game?" I'm like, "No, I'm driving." So it's 3-3. I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yes, it's 3-3." So I checked real quick, and I was like so happy. I didn't even stop at any rest stop or nothing. I was just that excited to come home and watch the highlights.
Can you imagine?
Dude, you know, Ty, believe it or not, I wish you saw that game from the beginning. I never gave Spurs one bit of what's it called to win that game. So I wasn't surprised. Even at 3-0, remember at Page, you were saying that they needed one goal more. I told them, I said, this game is not over until it is over.
Yeah.
You know, and bam, last kick of the game, 3-3. I was like, praise God.
Let's the first 60, 70 minutes, the Spurs were just on fire. I mean, they were really good. I mean, with Kane playing like a number 10, Son, and they look really good. I mean,
hey, Carl, I agree with you, but Spurs team right now, they're so predictable. What angers me is how a lot of teams don't understand how they play. Son is always playing on the touchline, waiting for that long ball from Kane. Yeah. And the defenders are doing shadow marking. So the moment West Ham was able to settle down and calm down and cut that ball supply to Son, the game evened out. And that was how West Ham was able to equalize at the end of the day.
Yeah.
The sports team is Jose's team, let's just say that. It's very predictable. If you take your time to watch them, you can almost take them out.
Let me jump in right there. It is extremely unfair to say that because every team has their go-to play. Sometimes Liverpool has it, City has it. The only thing that doesn't have it right now is Chelsea because we're still trying to figure ourselves out. I mean, Man U has it. All they do for a dive and get a PK. You know, so it's unfair to just be pointing at this one team and say, "Oh, this is how they play," and that's what you look out for. I mean, so far we haven't been able to stop Man U from getting PKs. I mean, they will go on vacation and get a PK on break. So let's do that. So we continue.
Dexter is saying game management was off. Reminds me of Rodgers Liverpool.
Yeah. They scored so many goals, and at the end of the day, tied the game.
Spurs are scoring goals, though. They have a good strike force. Now they have Dale there as well. I thought they were good, but you're right. I mean, game management was.
I said it last FanZone that Spurs has a team that can win the league, but they don't have the coach that can manage.
The right coach. Yeah.
The problem is still.
I'm not too sure about that, guys. I mean, I'm not so sure about that too. I mean, if this guy clicks.
We'll see. They have the players. We all agree, including Spurs fans, aka Padre and Mike. We all agree that they have
because my thing is, first of all, Gareth Bale that's coming in is like out of 2 legs, he only has half leg right now. No, because it's first of all, the guy has not played soccer in like 2 years. He's coming into a league that's. When was the last time Gareth Bale touched the ball? Maybe blow during COVID. You know, now, he's coming in. He has to get much fitness.
You know what Page is doing now? Page is setting the stage for an excuse when Jose starts messing up. That's what you're doing. You're saying
you are raising the bar saying he can win the league.
Of course, he has the players. Oh, he has the players.
He's just putting this team together. It's not like it's not like the Sevilla that have been putting together for a long time. Oh.
Can I say
next season? Yeah, let's see what do this season for. But for me, it's too early to say.
By next season, if he doesn't make top 4 this season, he's going to be gone before next season.
He's not going anywhere.
Okay.
You guys said you got Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is next week.
Thanksgiving.
Well, 3 weeks.
He's making up stuff.
I know. My pants right now.
Yeah, I know, right? We need that fly on his head.
Let's talk about Chelsea. The Chelsea game. What was the score again? Was it 3-3?
3-3. Yeah.
What again? Paji and Ty. What does Frank need to do to fix conceding goals?
Stop being a dummy. I can play the right defenders.
And who are
the right defenders?
Zuma and Rudiger. I've been saying it. Period.
I thought Rudiger is injured.
Rudiger is not injured. He doesn't like Rudiger right now, which is fine because Rudiger got playing. Rudiger is 100% fit. Rudiger played the international break for Germany. He played the most minutes of all the center backs they have. He's been practicing. Rudiger challenged him. He doesn't like it, so he decided not to play him. Thiago Silva is great, don't get me wrong, but there's a reason why he didn't play him right after the international break because of his legs. And when you don't play your 2 best center back, this is what happens. We're gonna get
because he traveled. He went to Brazil, so he went to Brazil. That's why
if it was 27, it would have been okay.
No, COVID now. When you travel and you come back, you have to stay for a second.
But anyway, that's my answer, Kyle.
I mean, for me, I think that for now, for organizational purposes, I will pick Thiago over Rudiger, and I'll tell you why. Rudiger is more athletic, but Rudiger is not a leader. What Chelsea was missing was leadership at the back. And even with that leadership, main man Zuma was still making some errors that we see 2 games in a row, but I think he's gonna correct himself. I think that mistake that he made that day is one that he's going to learn from.
What I don't understand is that you guys have to come to the realization that players are going to make mistakes. Yep. You have to weigh both. I can count how many times Zuma has helped you guys in the last couple of games. I'm scared of that guy when he's playing. With the right coach, with the right attitude, that guy can end up being a very, very solid Chelsea center back like Terry. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of Chelsea fans, like you all do, you don't have patience for anything. The moment a player makes 1 or 2 mistakes, the next thing you're thinking about how to quickly find a replacement. The replacement comes in, screws up, you want another replacement. And that's why your team is never settled.
No, for me,
I'm going to kick your ass next weekend.
For me, I believe that our best pair is Thiago and right now is Thiago and Zuma. Right now, that's our best pair in the middle.
So Thiago is going to be able to play against Rashford, Greenwood. God help you. We have Martial. I think Martial is coming back this weekend. He's coming back this weekend. So Thiago is going to have the energy to be able to play those 3 guys.
We have got Thiago at the back, Abi.
You know what?
As a neutral, if I was Frank Lampard, I would do Zuma and Rudiger against Man United. You can't play Thiago against Man United. You can't. You're not against that place. You just can't. You need a wall up because if you play Thiago against Greenwood or Rashford, it would be difficult.
Not if he's playing a high line. Because one thing that Lampard does that makes me angry is that he wants to play a certain style and does not study the opponent or see what they're doing.
As a neutral, I've seen him change his formation to a 3-4-3 and 4-2-3-1 in game. I think he's done that a few times. Unlike our coach who sticks to one way and not that. But
I think that if for this game, if he wants to, if Rudiger and Zuma play it because of the pace, I don't have a problem with that. But I think for most part, unless Rudiger begins to exude that leadership, because that's why Thiago is benching him. It's not because of athleticism. It's because he has these younger players and nobody knows what anybody is doing.
Listen, Lampard is a young coach that doesn't want to be challenged, period. That's the only reason why he's benching Rudiger. It's fine. It's fine. He wants to do whatever. As a matter of fact, he can sell Rudiger all he cares. But I'm gonna say now, Sunday, is it Sunday or Saturday? Saturday. Is gonna beat Man U 3-2. That's my prediction.
My man,
let's do some comments here.
Give that man from Dodo. Oh, that's
says that yes, Chelsea fans expect greatness. Segun Owolabi says that just like I said a few years ago, Chelsea money is short. How do you spend so much and not cover your behind? Harrison, Frank Lampard is learning on the job. Harrison, he will go next summer if he doesn't get it together. I mean, Chelsea's ruthless. If Frank doesn't make top 4, Frank will be gone.
I won't miss him. I like him, but I won't miss him.
Man, you all are the same thing. All you just want to do is buy, change. How many coaches have you had in the last 10 years?
It worked for us. It works for us.
How many coaches have Man U had in the last 4 years?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, are you serious right now?
Yeah, we're serious right now.
For Man United,
firing and hiring works for us. We fire a coach and win Champions League. Hello.
Go ahead.
Like, let's talk about Man United. Was that exactly what you needed on the weekend, the 4-1 win against Newcastle away? Because if you didn't win that game, there will be problems, right?
No. See, the thing is, what I keep telling everybody is that Man U has tried it all over the last 5-6 seasons. So this is the time to just slow down, go back to the drawing board, and build a team for the future. I don't think it's in the management's plan to fire Ole at any point in time. What he's doing right now, if you look at all the players that we've been buying over the last 2 seasons, the average age is like 22, 23. So that tells me that they're not spending money like we did with Di Maria, we did with Sanchez, we did the Pogba, Lukaku, and all of those things. So we're looking for young players that are hungry. Look at the midfield we played against PSG this weekend. You know, the average age is like 20, 22. And guess what? They delivered. We don't need Pogba of this world. We don't need a 60, 70, $80 million player to come make a difference. Except you're going to buy a whole completely new team of 80 million players each. Then you can be guaranteed of winning something.
How much of Fernandez?
You said what?
How much of Fernandez?
Fernandez is under 40 million.
Down payment, I mean the whole thing.
Man.
A question for you on Man United, right? It seems that Man United's best system is a counter-attacking system. They don't really play through lines or possession-based. Is that something that Man United and of all Man United were an aggressive attacking team? They didn't really counter. They did counter, but they mixed it up. Are you happy with the way Ole is playing against a big team?
Yeah, I'm happy because what I told people on the group the last time was that we struggle a lot with smaller teams, but when we play bigger teams, we tend to perform. That was evident in the game against PSG this week. You understand? The problem lies with Ole being able to understand that, look, all the smaller teams are going to watch your videos over and over again. If you stick to the same system week in, week out, you're going to have difficulty playing against all the smaller teams because that's all they're going to do. So until you start learning how to change things and start trusting the players you have on your roster and not continue to play the same guys week in, week out, you are going to struggle against smaller teams. Against Newcastle, look at what's his name? Mata started. A lot of guys that we've not seen this year started the game. That threw off Newcastle big time, and the result was so outstanding that most people never expected it.
Yeah,
that's what Ole needs to do. Ole needs to learn how to take each game on its face value and be able to come up with different strategy for different teams, not play the same 11 players week in, week out. If he start doing that, he will start winning the games that he's supposed to be winning.
So I know we don't have too much time because let's talk about. So this weekend, Saturday, Man United versus Chelsea. What's your gut feel? How's it going to go? Score?
It's going to be a 3-1 in favor of Man U.
Okay.
Taya and I had a bet already, so I'm looking forward to that.
3-2 Chelsea.
Ajay, what do you think?
You scared?
I'll go with what I said.
Oh God!
And I know that the reason why Yinka is taking that bet is because all the money he's losing to Taye, he's going to do tax write-off.
Look at this guy.
I'm going to go with a draw. I think it's going to be a draw, 2-2 draw.
Nah.
I think it's going to be a draw.
There's going to be a decent amount of goals.
Now, if they get the red like they did against Spurs, then go chop 7 again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that won't count. I mean, I wouldn't if there's a red, that's it. So, I don't count that as a loss at all. It's just unfortunate.
It's part of the game. You can get a ready. You can be a man down and still win. We were down and 2 goals down against Barcelona, and we still came back. So don't compare. I beg. But
okay, let's switch to the Champions League. Any surprises from match day 1 in Champions League that you want to talk about? Anything that surprised you?
Real Madrid getting their butt whooped.
Yeah, true.
That is the biggest.
Taye, but you have to understand that though. Look at all the games Real Madrid has lost in Champions League are games that Sergio Ramos did not play. So when I saw that list, when I saw that lineup and I didn't see Sergio Ramos, I'm like, man, Real Madrid is screwed. And that was what happened. I don't know how Real Madrid is going to be after the guy retires, because that guy is the heart of Real Madrid itself. He has served them all these years. Without him, Real Madrid is nothing.
You just got to buy Van Dijk.
I'm sorry to say this.
Will be the best choice.
Who will be the best choice?
Upamecano from Leipzig.
Yeah, he's good. The only issue with him, Ty, that he gets injured a lot. So he's very injury prone. He's a great player. He's a really great player.
But excuse me, I mean, how can you tell me that the reason why they're losing to Shakhtar is because of one player?
Go and look at the data now. Look at the stats. That will tell you. Go and look at the stats.
I mean,
they've lost 7 games in Europe. And every of those games were games that Sergio Ramos did not play. Go check it out.
Well, I mean,
go check it out.
Anyway, the one that surprised me or didn't surprise me was Lazio versus Dortmund. I think Dortmund are just an overrated team. Frankly, if you ask me, right? I mean, Lazio battered.
Oh, yeah. Didn't they lose by 3-0 or something like that?
3-1.
Yeah, that shocked me too. With all the Alan and
Sancho
and all of them.
Yeah,
that's a disgrace.
Because Lazio is a bipolar good team.
I agree.
Sometimes they come out like world beaters, and sometimes they shock you. There are a couple of teams that are in that little bracket of bipolar good team.
Yeah.
Man U is one of them. Sometimes they shock the world and beat PSG, and then they get whooped by Tottenham. But I'm just saying. But that's the problem with Lazio. Sometimes Atlanta is like that. Atlanta, when they play well, when they gel,
you're right.
They beat anybody in the world. But then they're gonna go and play a promotional team and lose or tie.
Yeah.
Marcel is like that. Marcel is another one. Lille is another one.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Yeah, many like that. Okay, let's talk about wrapping up. Let's talk about this weekend in the Premier League. Really, starting tomorrow. Actually, Villa versus Leeds. That's a big game.
Yeah.
If Villa win that game, I mean they're flying, right? Well, what do you think the score is going to be, guys?
I don't know. I'm looking at 2-2. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a draw too. It's going to be probably 2-2.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a draw.
I mean, but even though I think that Leeds have been kind of a little underwhelming with their results. The performances have been very impressive, but you kind of have a feeling that they're not getting much out of the matches in points that they deserve.
I think the thing with the Leeds games is the fact when they play expansive teams, Liverpool, City, right? You can see that they almost win. When they play like teams that sit back, Villa and Wolves, right? They get punched and they struggle. So they haven't found a way to break down those teams that sit back, who play a 3-5-2 or a 3-4, versus teams that are more expansive. So tomorrow's game is going to be interesting. If Villa come out and be expansive, they got a chance. If not, it's going to be a draw or maybe even a Villa win.
I feel like Leeds is a player away from making top 10 guaranteed, and that player needs to come from the center back. They concede too many goals off of a counter because they're not organized. They're so focused and attacking, and they attack well, but it leaves them very exposed in the back. It reminds me of old Liverpool before Van Dijk, where they look good going forward, but once you kind of attack them, and it's a problem for them to keep the ball out of the back of their neck. I mean, out of the back of the net. So if they can fix, and they have good center backs, but they're just not too organized.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that burnout could be part of the issue because they are one of the hardest working teams?
I'll tell you why. So that's one of the reasons that Bielsa teams burn out very quickly. That's what they say about that. But remember, in the Championship, they play actually more games in the Championship than they're playing in the Premier League. And they don't have FA Cup. They don't have the Carabao Cup. They're basically one game a week. So I think burnout will be a problem. I think it's Ty's point about the centre back. They need a centre back who can control that back. And they play a 4-1-4-1. So once you get past the DM, you're basically open. So they need someone who can control that back and make sure they can actually defend properly, like a Van Dijk or somebody who's quality, even Maguire for the most part, who's quality, who can do that.
Or take that formation and put two in the middle and put two DMs.
Correct. Or 4-2-3-1. But they play with a single holding midfield and they play with a 4-1-4-1 they play with, which is suicidal, right? When they play this man-to-man football that PS likes to play. And after a while, it doesn't work, then they're under pressure. So, we'll see what happens. The next game is City versus West Ham. I think it's going to be a City win. Hopefully it's 2-1. But you just never know. West Ham are in good form. They play well on the counter-attack. They have some strong fast players. But we have a good history against West Ham, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, most times if they go down training like that, they normally don't come back.
Yeah.
So.
United Chelsea, we talked about that one. That's a game of the weekend for me. The other game of the weekend is Arsenal versus Leicester. That's another big game.
Yeah.
Is that Baba at Leicester coming back from injury? What's his name again?
Didi.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think he's still out.
Let me check on my fantasy team because it's my striker.
Yeah.
Vardy. But they have a couple of other players back. Madison is back. He played today.
Nice.
Ian Shaw has been doing very well too.
Yeah.
And they have some of their players are really they're really back.
That's a Premier League fantasy. It says Vardy calf injury, 75% chance of playing, which is the same thing they said last week, but he didn't play. So I'm hoping he'll play.
Yeah.
But even with Vardy now playing, Arsenal is actually looking good right now. So if I have to bet or if I have to pick a team, I will pick Arsenal, to be honest. Leicester this year, they're not the same Leicester from last year. Mason and Didi has been proving that it's a big loss for them. And Didi covers so much ground in that middle, starts the attack, also prevent the center back from being exposed. So because of that, I'm going to pick Arsenal over Leicester in that game.
Anybody else? Any other results?
And was also injured, right? The center back.
Because I really want Arsenal to cry this weekend.
Me too.
I'm really going to go for Leicester, or at worst a draw.
Yeah.
I'll take a couple of pills from your bad Belitis bottle.
Arsenal fans have been running their mouth lately. Is that we bring them down? Is that they come down?
Yeah. There's one player that they have. Thomas Partey is a good player. That's a good baller.
We don't know that yet. We need to see him in a couple of games to be able to say that conclusively.
I watched him today. He was quite good.
Well, he was playing against the Nimba now, so we can't.
I know.
I want to see him in EPL. I want to see him EPL back to back, and before I can make a good judgment. I like him as a person, but I just don't know if it's an EPL player or not. So I want to see that.
Yeah, because he was black and yellow the other day. Enter 2 minutes, don't collect yellow. So
correct.
What happened?
Okay, the last game, that big game. Tottenham versus Burnley. Tottenham away. But Burnley's looking for points. I think that's the bottom of the league.
I know what some people will say. I'm just waiting. I know what they will do.
I mean, yeah. If you don't win that, that's on you. I mean, who cares?
I mean, Tottenham should win it easily. If they don't win,
Burnley.
then we deserve all the abuse.
I agree. Burnley have not bought anybody. The big game for the weekend is FC Barcelona versus Real Madrid. This is another interesting game on Saturday, 10 o'clock.
Okay. So Yinka, is Ramos playing that one?
I doubt it.
Is he injured?
Injured?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's injured. I can't remember what it was. I think his knee. I can't remember.
Yeah, well,
yeah. So, yeah. Again, I mean, those kind of games, when I look at the lineup and I don't see him, I'm like, yeah, 50-50.
Okay.
That's the fact. It's just like Liverpool. It's just like Liverpool not seeing Van Dijk. Liverpool is going to struggle without Van Dijk for the next. They probably go to like 10th at this point. Segun, I'm sorry if you are watching. I love Liverpool. You know, I have Van Dijk and Salah in my fantasy team, but you know, hey, it is what it is.
I mean, this is a Clasico. This weekend is going to be interesting because Barcelona is not really in form. Neither is Real Madrid. But Real Madrid is missing Ramos. So I agree with Yinka in that sense. I think this is the first time that we actually voluntarily picked Barcelona over Real Madrid in a Clasico.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Ansu Fati. He's a really good kid. That kid is really playing well on the left-hand side of Barcelona's attack. But it's a Clasico. Anything can happen. We'll see what happens with this game. It's at 10 o'clock on Saturday. Make sure you watch it. I'm going to try and watch it if I can. But, guys, it's been a short one. It's been a good one. I know we have to watch the debate. I'm looking forward to that. Everybody, please register to vote. It's important to register to vote. I beg you. Because see one of the for Nigeria, in a small time, you go happen for yeah.
Yeah.
So I beg of you, guys, register to vote is really, really important. We grew up in Nigeria. We grew up in Africa. We know how things work out if you don't take democracy seriously.
Yeah.
You must take it seriously and make sure you register to vote.
We know tyranny when we see it.
Absolutely, 100%. So, Taji, any final thoughts?
No. I just want to. I hope that by the time the weekend is over, that maybe Yinka Davis will not be picking my call.
All right. The weekend is here already, so we'll see. Don't worry. I will take you out for an Asun treat if we lose to Chelsea.
I hope I can join.
I hope you are recording this thing.
I mean, it's recorded. I mean, too. Yeah,
and I believe he said, "Oh, you can eat Asun." And don't say that. Come and give me one piece of pinko. I said, "I didn't promise much."
I beg, welcome, my friend. All right, guys.
And Ty, any last words?
Again, thank you, everybody. I want to say, election is 14 days away, if I'm not mistaken.
No, 13, 12 from tomorrow.
Thank you. I'm a day off. So please go out, cast your vote. Your vote really matter. And I want to just suggest to everybody, there's a lot going on in social media about what's going on in Nigeria and coming out here. Sometimes just, take a break from social media. It's really affecting some people emotionally. Yeah. And it's okay to just take time out and say, you know what? There's a lot going on right now. For the next 3-4 hours or maybe half a day, I don't really want to be on social media. But when you're on there, be careful what you say, and what you put in your mind. So that's pretty much it for me.
And Elvis, thank you from Venezuela. Thank you for joining the show. Hey, everyone, make sure you please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Change your settings to public if you're on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. We're going to have these every couple of weeks. There are more shows. There's the comedy show. We have FanZone. We have so many shows coming online using our ABL platform to reach out to the diaspora at large and those who are interested in African-centric entertainment that we provide as Afrobeat Live. So till the next time, ladies and gentlemen, please stay safe, enjoy, and let the weekend begin. Ciao.
You are locked into Afrobeat Live.
motherland and beyond. Don't touch the dial.